You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Let's go to this story out of Georgia. The family of Shali Tilson, a former inmate in the Rockdale County Jail in Atlanta, said he tried to get help before dying naked on the floor of his cell. Folks, this is the video that was released last week.
Oh, my goodness.
And so what you see here is you see Tilson buzzing for help. Help does not come. Certainly in the family of Tilson says this is shameful here, the actions that took place in that jail. Joining us right now is Tilson's mother, Tenisha Tilson, and her attorney, Mawuli Davis. First and foremost, Ms. Tilson, we're certainly sorry for your loss. Are you alleging in this case negligence by the jailers there? That's what caused the death of your son?
Absolutely.
And it's beyond negligence. It's actually torture, intentional, and something that should have never, ever happened. He was in that condition, in that particular cell for 7 days.
He was in a cell for 7 days, solitary for 7 days by himself?
Correct. 7 days without a toilet, without a bed, without a water source. And we know for the last 3 days, based on the internal affairs report, he was there naked and really dying, essentially.
And are there any reports on how often they checked on him? Was he denied food? Was he denied water? What are you laying out led to this, to him passing away?
So he died. The medical examiner found that he died of dehydration, which is unheard of in the United States. He was having a mental health crisis, and rather than send him for medical treatment, they locked him up in solitary confinement. What we can see is that there are food trays, styrofoam trays, all kinds of garbage, and in the cell in which he passed away. But what we don't know is whether or not they ever actually passed him water or anything of that nature. He was having a mental health crisis. He should not have been in jail. He should have been in a hospital.
Has any, Ms. Tilson, any actions taken against any of the jailers? Is there actually an official investigation? What's the status?
Shali's case was just in a special grand jury. And we're waiting for the verdict to the special grand jury.
So the special grand jury is determining whether or not any sort of indictment will be handed down against those jailers?
Yes.
Or any recommendation for a criminal prosecution. And so we are obviously very, very concerned that not one of the jailers were ever terminated for supposedly, it was supposed to be every 15 minutes a suicide check on him. We know through the internal affairs report that they falsified the log. One of the deputies falsified the log because Mr. Tilson stopped moving, and for at least 2 hours he was not moving. When they finally came in, found him, they didn't even transport him or attempt to perform any life-saving measures because he was cold and rigor mortis was beginning to set in.
That is certainly, it's sad to hear. We will await that special grand jury. We certainly thank both of you for joining us and certainly keep us apprised of what happens in this case.
Thank you.
Again, Mrs. Tilson, take care, as well as Attorney Davis. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, you heard me talk a lot about marijuanastock.org. Why? Because I want to keep you informed of investment opportunities that make sense. We've all watched the growth of the cannabis industry. A recent report by New Frontier Data estimates the global cannabis market at more than $340 billion. Now, we know that marijuana legalization is sweeping the country state by state. We also know that marijuana has a good cousin, the hemp plant, with a much higher concentration of CBD. That means hemp gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically legal in the U.S., but it was, of course, made legal by the 2018 Farm Bill. Now, the folks at 420 Real Estate are giving our folks a great opportunity. And of course, their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords. And so what they have done for our Roland Martin Unfiltered family is allow you to make a minimum investment of $200. Originally, the minimum was $500, but now you can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. All you got to do is go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get in the game and to get in the game now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.